Have you ever paused to consider that voice in your head? The one that comments, criticizes, and judges. The one that instructs you on what to do or sometimes what to avoid. It's with us constantly, so much so that we might mistake it for someone else. But what if I told you that this mental chatter, this endless narrative, isn't really you? Think about it. From the moment you wake up, your mind starts talking. Get up, you've got a lot to do today. Why did you say that yesterday? You should have pushed harder. It's an ongoing conversation, a background hum that we often tune out, but that never truly stops. Have you ever wondered who's listening? If you're the one speaking, then who's hearing it? Let me guide you to an unsettling thought. Close your eyes for a second and picture a place of total silence. No thoughts, no judgments, no words. Just you, existing in that pure, quiet space, free of mental noise. Who are you then? Where does that internal chatter, which seems to wield so much power over your life, disappear to? Here's a truth many avoid facing. That voice, that mental dialogue, isn't the core of who we are. It's merely an echo, a construct, a reflection shaped by years of experiences, fears, and expectations. But we, the ones beneath it, are something far deeper, far more mysterious. Now pay close attention. When anxiety strikes, what truly overwhelms you? It's not the situation itself, but the meaning your mind assigns to it. That voice amplifies the fallout, whispering, "This will end in disaster." And here's the chilling revelation. That voice doesn't aim to assist you, it seeks to dominate you. It's the lens through which you perceive reality, and more often than not, that lens is warped. Here's something fascinating. Neuroscientists have found that most of our thoughts aren't deliberate, they're automatic. It's as if your mind is a program running on autopilot, recycling patterns and beliefs you didn't even choose. That mental chatter? It's a habit, not your true self. But there's something even more unsettling. That inner dialogue can be your greatest foe, your closest friend, or your most potent ally. It all hinges on whether you let it define you. The real danger lies in believing that voice is the entirety of who you are, when in truth you are so much more. You are the observer, the silent witness standing behind the relentless chatter. Think back to your deepest moments of suffering. Wasn't much of the pain fueled by the thoughts that surfaced? Thoughts like, "This will never improve," or "I'm not enough." That mental chatter spins stories, and those stories shape how you view the world and yourself. But here's the key: you are not those stories. Ancient cultures have grasped this secret for centuries. In Buddhism, for instance, it's taught that suffering stems from clinging to those thoughts. Meditation, an ancient practice, is simply a way to watch that inner chatter and learn not to let it define you. When you stop reacting to every thought that pops up, you set yourself free. You don't need to be a monk to taste this freedom. Just pause and notice. The next time a negative thought creeps in, stop. Ask yourself, is this real, or is my mind just toying with me? By doing this, you start to break the spell, unraveling the illusion that your mental chatter is all you are. Here's something to hold on to. You're not the voice. You're the one listening to it. And in that moment of separation, you reclaim control of your life. The real magic unfolds when you stop being ensnared by the tales you tell yourself and begin living from a deeper, truer place. Throughout this video, we'll dive into how that mental chatter takes over, how it warps our view of the world, and, most crucially, how we can break free from it. The first step to taking back your power is realizing that voice isn't you. Once you do, a world of possibilities opens up. Are you ready to step into this unknown journey? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you won't just know how to spot your mind's voice. You'll also learn how to reconnect with your authentic self. Trust me, what you uncover in that silence is far grander than you can imagine. The true mystery isn't hidden in the stars or the deepest seas. It's right inside our minds, in that voice that never quiets. It narrates, judges, compares, recalls, and plans. But tell me, have you ever wondered where it comes from? Why does it sometimes seem to undermine you? Or, even more puzzling, why does it feel like it knows you better than you know yourself? I'm about to share something that might shift how you view life. That mental chatter, so familiar, isn't you. Yet it's been with you so long that you've started to believe it is. Isn't that unsettling? It's as if a stranger has been living inside you, speaking with your voice, wielding your memories and desires. But deep down, it's just a pretender. Picture this: you're in a room with a friend who never stops talking. They point out what you did wrong yesterday, suggest how you could improve tomorrow, and keep reminding you of every past failure. How long could you stand it before you'd had enough? Now realize that same voice lives in your head. And the worst part? You listen to it without question, as if its every word were gospel. But here's the secret. That voice has no power unless you grant it. Every time you buy into its criticism, every time you get swept up in its worries or fears, you fuel it. Yet there's a way out. You can learn to observe it, diffuse it, and ultimately quiet it. Let me tell you a story about a woman named Anna. Anna had what seemed like a perfect life. A solid job, friends, a loving family. But every night, as she lay in bed, that voice crept in. It murmured her insecurities and replayed her mistakes. "You're not enough," it whispered. "You'll never be." And Anna believed it. That voice ruled her, stole her peace, and locked her in a loop of doubt and self-blame. One day, Anna decided she couldn't live like that anymore. She began searching for answers, and that's when she stumbled on something life-changing. She wasn't that voice. She realized her mental chatter was like a computer program humming in the background. Driven by years of limiting beliefs and past experiences fed that voice. But when Anna realized this, something within her shifted. She started observing the voice instead of reacting to it, and over time, its grip loosened. Anna's story isn't rare. We all have an inner voice, one that can be our harshest critic or our strongest supporter. The secret lies in learning to step back from it. The more room you give that voice, the less space remains for your true self, the part of you that's calm, that knows what's right without needing instructions. Now, let's try an exercise together. The next time a negative thought crosses your mind, pause. Don't judge it or try to fix it. Just watch it like a bystander at a movie. Ask yourself, where did this thought come from? Is it truly mine, or just a ripple from the past? You'll be amazed by what you uncover. Often, those thoughts don't even hold up. They're like leaves drifting in the wind, fleeting and pointless. The way to break free from this mental chatter isn't to fight it, but to stop seeing it as you. When you detach from that voice, you discover you're far more than your thoughts. You're the space where they arise, and in that space lies freedom. Consider this. If that voice were really you, you couldn't step back and observe it. You couldn't question it. But you can, can't you? That's the ultimate proof you're the watcher, not the thing being watched. This small shift in viewpoint can change your entire life. So who are you, really? That's the question that brought us here. After this journey through the shadows of your mind, I hope you're starting to grasp something vital. You're not that mental chatter. You're so much more than the voice telling you who you should be, what you've done wrong, or what you should dread. You're the stillness where that voice emerges, the quiet observer who's always there, even amid the noise. Imagine living without letting that voice steer your emotions, your choices, your life. Can you feel the burden you'd shed? It wouldn't stop your thoughts, thinking is natural, but it would end their hold over you. Here's something powerful to carry with you. You don't have to buy into every thought that crosses your mind. You're not the sum of those thoughts, you're the awareness watching them. And that awareness is free. It always has been, just waiting for you to notice. From now on, when that voice whispers doubts, stirs fears, or makes you feel small, pause. Breathe. Say out loud, I'm not that voice. I'm the one listening. That simple act of stepping back hands you back a power you might not even realize you'd lost. Mental chatter is like a narrator in a book. It can spin your life story as a grim tragedy or a grand adventure. But you're the writer. You choose whether that voice chains you or you take charge of the tale. As we wrap up this journey, here's a thought to ponder. The next time you're caught in your thoughts, ask yourself, who's listening? That simple question can snap you out of the mental haze so many of us drift through. Bit by bit, you'll start seeing life in a whole new light. Before we part, I've got one unsettling question for you. One I'd love you to answer in the comments. If that voice isn't you, then who are you? Really? Drop your response below in the comments, short or long, just speak from the heart. This space is a community of explorers, people like you diving into the hidden depths of the human mind. If this journey struck a chord, if it sparked reflection or even nudged you to question something you once took as fact, subscribe to this channel. It's a haven for restless minds, for those hunting answers beneath the surface. Hit the bell so you don't miss what's next, because what's coming will dive even deeper and shake things up even more. And here's a little task to take with you. When a negative thought grabs you, stop, smile, and say, "Thanks for your input, but I don't need it." That small phrase is a key to unlock mental freedom. Remember, the chaos of your thoughts doesn't define you. You decide whether to linger at the edge or step toward freedom. See you in the next video.